European Cybersecurity Certification Conference in Warsaw marks the first anniversary of the European Certification Scheme on Common Criteria, EUCC, that will certify products with technological components, like chips and smart cards, in the European market. Organized by ENISA and NASK, the event highlights the progress of conformity assessment bodies, CAB's accreditation. We spoke with Florian Pennings from ENISA about the milestone anniversary of the EUCC certification scheme.
And we celebrated the accreditation of certain CABs, which are conformity assessment bodies, to start really working and implementing the EUCC. We are really hoping to see certified ICT products being on the internal market soon. You can see that there is both a large group and representation from member states as well as industry players from across the EU. A great vibe and a great atmosphere to be in.
A year after the EUCC scheme was introduced, we asked Pavel Kostkiewicz from NASK how it has shaped the European cybersecurity landscape. He highlighted the accreditation of certification bodies and laboratories and what's next.
As we can see from the conference and from the news that were announced, there are a couple of certification bodies and laboratories that have been accredited, so the impact is pretty big, and that means that all of those certification bodies and laboratories needed to implement EUCC as the scheme for the operation, so definitely impacted them. I think that also the need to have extension of accreditation scope for the new version of common criteria that was brought by EUCC requirements, that was also the change. We will not see right now much more because it's too early. No certificate issued so far according to EUCC, but I think in the next couple of weeks we will see plenty of certificates.
For certification bodies, the EUCC scheme represents both a challenge and an opportunity. Nuria Cario from Applis explained how they achieved accreditation.
Yeah, we are celebrating that the UCC is already here. It's a reality and a scheme, and we have been just awarded to be accredited as an ITSEF, as a laboratory for high assurance, and so we hope that we can help to the ecosystem and bring value to all the certification process. In order to be a certified organization, it depends on the assurance level that you want to obtain. If you go to the high assurance level, there is 3 steps that you need to follow. One is to get accredited by your accreditation body. The second one is to be authorized, and the third one is to be notified. Okay. On the other hand, if you are aiming to a substantial level, then you would only need to have an accreditation and then to be notified afterwards. Now that we are accredited, that means that we can start working and evaluating UCC products or products that wants to get a UCC certificate. So for our company, once this product is evaluated according to in this case, the common criteria standards and the whole ecosystem of the UCC scheme, we provide these test results to a certification body, and then the certification body is issuing this certificate.
The road ahead for EUCC is ambitious. We spoke with Philippe Blo from ENISA about what's next, including the need for further certification schemes and the growing role of accredited CABs in securing Europe's digital future.
There is, of course, the presentation made by the European Commission and also the presentation from the ENISA Executive Director that highlight, both of them, the importance of cybersecurity certification as to protect EU citizens, EU systems, and to provide trust. Important progress. You could see today how many accredited CABs were celebrated. It was our first celebration of the adopted scheme, and we look forward, of course, to getting more each and every year. One of the highlights is that we are not done with EUCC. It's not the only scheme that needs to be done. We have an ongoing development of the EUDI wallet certification scheme. scheme. And you heard also the need for managed security services certification, for which we have released a feasibility study, or we will release soon a feasibility study that will allow Commission to generate certification scheme requests for that kind of services, which are, of course, very important to support the uptake of Solidarity Act and NIS2.
The EUCC certification scheme is part of a broader effort to strengthen Europe's cybersecurity regulations. We spoke with Johan Kleekens from the Cybersecurity Certification Authority in Belgium about how certification helps companies navigate new cybersecurity laws and improve security maturity.
Well, Belgium was one of the first to transpose NIS2, and we specifically chose to develop a certification scheme to allow entities to demonstrate compliance with the NIS2 requirements, because it's complementary to a lot of the other requirements that companies need to perform in order to get certifications. So we saw that as an opportunity to develop a framework which was not only for NIS2, but it's also useful for other legislative initiatives of the European Commission. When you look at the current level of maturity, we have to be aware that a lot of the companies are still not implementing some basic measures. So that's the reason why we developed the Siphon framework, and it's available for everybody. So you don't even have to have legislation for that. Anybody can go to siphon.eu to download the framework and to start using it. We try to model this framework that with a basic number of 34 measures, you already cope with 80% of the cyber attacks, which is really security on investment.
The success of the EUCC scheme depends on industry participation. We spoke with Angel Moreno Rubio from the TIC Council about how industry stakeholders contribute to the certification ecosystem and the future of cybersecurity compliance.
We provide different certification, inspection, verification services across a wide range of industries, from manufacturing, infrastructure, sustainability to, of course, also the digital world. When it comes to cybersecurity, our role is easy to say, but it's really complex to do in practice. We try to build and facilitate digital trust across different ecosystems. To do this, we have a twofold mission. On the one hand, some of the council members may act as conformity assessment bodies and notified bodies, thus helping manufacturers comply with the legislative requirements in EU cybersecurity legislation, being currently the Red Delegated Act, and in the future, for example, the Cyber Resilience Act. So from a voluntary point of view, we also help manufacturers to gain the certification of different cybersecurity schemes, like the EU common criteria developed by ENISA. But I'm very optimistic. I think the amendment to the Cybersecurity Act to also include a potential scheme for managed security services is a good path in a good direction. So we hope to engage with ENISA, with the European Commission DG Connect, to bring our know-how, our expertise in testing, in verification, and in other things to help again build a safer digital ecosystem.
The first anniversary of the EUCC certification scheme marks a turning point for cybersecurity in Europe. With the first CABs accredited and certified ICT products entering the market, the EU is strengthening its cybersecurity framework. Stay tuned for more updates on Cybersec TV.